Fictional Country Showcase number 1. In this video, I'm showcasing the Federation of the Hackett Islands. The Federation of the Hackett Islands are an island country located right next to Guadeloupe and Antigua and Barbuda in the Leeward Islands. It can be extended to Yucatán Island, Florida, which is New Seagull Island, Long Island, New York, which is John and George's Island, Overcook Island, North Carolina, which is Connor and Longbeard Island, and Izu Islands, Japan, which is Terrence and Sasamayashi Island. And now, some facts about the Hackett Islands. The population is about 180,000 people and 100 Buddy Hackett lookalikes. The land area is an estimate of 450 square miles. The capital was New Kingstown from French occupation in 1945 to 1987. The new capital is New Fort Hackett since 1987. Their currency is the Hackett Island dollar, which is abbreviated HI with a dollar sign in it. There are no official languages at the federal level. However, English, French, Spanish, and Japanese are recognizable. Their government type is a federal presidential constitutional republic under a parliamentary nonpartisan junta. Here is the flag of the Hackett Islands. The numbers 1978 mean the establishment as their own republic. The black line means the independence from the USA. The red square means global diversity. The Hackett Islander motto is One Nation, All Cultures, Diversity Filled with Immersed Paradise. And now the history of the Hackett Islands. It started in the early 1940s, the settling of French explorers and Japanese authors, mostly French exploration. French explorers like Christopher Aubin Boulieu, 1927 to 2003, and Maxence Onfray, 1925 to 2003, paved the way to building an eco-friendly environment of the island. On June 18, 1945, the islands were found as a new French island territory called the 5 French Islands of Buddy Hackett, or simply 5 Islands of Buddy Hackett. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, it says Les 5 îles françaises de Buddy Hackett, that's what it says in French. The French island territory was named after American comedian, actor, and singer and voice of Scuttle, Buddy Hackett, born August 31st, 1924 and died June 30th, 2003. The naming of the islands are as follows. Number 1, Ile des Hackett, which literally means Isle of Hacketts. Number 2, Ile de Thomas, which is Thomas Island. Number 3, Ile François, which is France Island. Number 4, Ile Eureka, which is Scuttle Island. And number 5, Ile Oguya, literally High Guya Island. This is the flag of the 5 French islands of Buddy Hackett, 1945 to 1958. This was their official flag and was complied with the French government. This is their alternate flag, with the back reading Toujours en marche, meaning forever moving forward. The 5 islands were governed under French colonial rule, which means that it relied on the French president and his cabinet. The islands were brought by their administrative systems and institutions by the French. They were experiencing both positive and negative impacts, resulting in cultural assimilation and suppression. On May 1st, 1958, Japan was taking over the islands as a de facto puppet state, naming it the Higaonna Islands, or, officially, the Japanese administration of the Buddy Hackett Islands. As you can see at the bottom, it says Buddy Hackett Shoto Nihon Tochi, or Higaonna Shoto. Strangely enough, the islands were named after provinces and present-day prefectures and districts of Japan. Number 1, Kazujima, which is Kazusa Island. Number 2, Owarijima, which is Owari Island. Number 3, Izumo Island, which is Izumojima. Number 4, Shibajima, Shiba Island. Number 5, Motomachi-jima, which is Motomachi Island. This is the flag of the Higaonna Islands. It was an official flag and it was complied with the Japanese government. This was their alternate flag. As you can see, the Japanese lettering is in reverse as shown at the top of the silhouette of the islands. At the bottom it says Japanese administration of the Buddy Hackett Islands. The 5 islands were governed under Japanese rule. which means that it relied on the Japanese Prime Minister. They were influenced by their own administrative systems on the islands, and they were investing in infrastructure development, education, and healthcare systems to improve the quality of life for the islanders. On November 5th, 1962, a new sovereign state was formed. The Japanese occupation was over. The Royal Kingdom of the Five Hackett Islands was established, resulting in a new monarch. Following their establishment as a monarchy, the islands were established as regions, and there were prefixes that were named after the saints of the Hackett Island. Number 1, St. Hackett Region. Number 2, St. Risby Region. Number 3, St. Richard Region. Number 4, St. Martin Region. Number 5, St. Robert Region. And there are uninhabited islets. Number 1, St. Joseph Island, and number 2, St. Frederick Island, as shown on the map. This is the flag of the Royal Kingdom of the Five Hackett Islands 1962 to 1975. This was their official flag. From 1962 to 1970, the kingdom became an absolute monarchy, which meant that it was governed by a single ruler who held supreme authority over all aspects of governance. From 1971 until 1975, it was transitioned to a constitutional monarchy like the United Kingdom and Japan, which marked a successful moment as power was now shared between the monarch and the royal but westernized system. In addition, the first TV and radio networks came into the kingdom mostly beginning with the T prefix. One example is the Hackett Island People's Network, which began broadcasting on the day of the kingdom's establishment. As you can see, this the logo, the Hackett Island People's Network. And at the bottom of the logo, it says Broadcasting in Living Color. Like the Hawaiian Kingdom, now Hawaii, a U.S. state, through the time of the Royal Kingdom of the Five Hackett Islands, there were kings and queens, each elected by members of the Hackett Island Legislature, a unicameral legislature, from Grand King Hackett I, born May 16, 1938, and died May 7, 2001, to Queen Patricia Hackett, born August 13, 1940, died December 25, 2006, Christmas Day, 2006. May 19, 1975, the monarchy was dissolved, and the islands gained their status as an organized, incorporated territory within the United States as the territory of the Hackett Islands. As like the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is an unincorporated U.S. territory, the islands were reverted back to its island status. Number 1, Fort Hackett Island. Number 2, Walker Island. Number 3, Washington Island. Number 4, St. Martin Island. And number 5, Fort Robert Island. This is the flag of the territory of the Hackett Islands from 1975 to 1978. It is an official flag and it almost resembles the Stars and Stripes flag, the United States flag, the current flag. This is the seal of the territory of the Hackett Islands from 1975 to 1978. This was the official seal and is like the territory of Hawaii seal. The establishment of the territory brought change to its belly as it incorporated U.S. territory for 3 years. From 1975, the American spelling was implemented. So here's the Hackett Island People's Network logo again, and some changes to the Broadcasting in Living Color text. The U is dropped, leaving color in American spelling. The Hackett Islands experienced many changes and possibilities as a result of this transformation. The islands were granted access to numerous privileges and resources made available by the federal government as an incorporated territory of the United States. As a result of incorporation, the islands were now subject to U.S. rules and regulations which guaranteed stability and uniformity in their governments. This led to the opening of fast food restaurants across the 5 islands, like McDonald's, KFC, and Wendy's, as shown here in the 3 logos. Note that these 2 logos are the current logos, KFC and Wendy's. On May 18, 1978, the territory gained its independence from the United States, establishing a new sovereign state with a presidential republic with its own federal government that's called the Federation of the Hackett Islands. This is the flag of the Federation of the Hackett Islands, 1978 to the present, and this is the official flag. And this is the seal of the Federation of the Hackett Islands. And this is the official seal, like the state of Hawaii's seal. The islands had a permanent name change to what we know as of today. Number 1, New Hackett Island. Number 2, Port Scuttle Island. Number 3, St. Leo Island. Number 4, Point Dash Island. And number 5, Fort Popeye Island. Patrick Belushi, the visionary father of the Hackett Islands, showed up as a result. His steadfast resolve and astute leadership abilities were crucial in determining the course of this archipelago. A new era began with the formation of the Federation of the Hackett Islands, which was marked by a governmental system that was a hybrid of the American and British, meaning that the governmental system had ties to the US and UK. Combining these elements created a comfortable framework that aided in efficient governance and supported stability for the newly independent country. The government of the Hackett Islands adopted a structure that would guarantee representation and participation from its residents, inspired by the values of democracy and individual liberty. This new government relied according to the Westminster parliamentary system, which is renowned for its accountability and solid democratic procedures. But the new government also relied according to the American presidential system, thanks to, of course, the US. And thus, a federal presidential republic was born. As you might know, the Federation of the Hackett Islands has 4 autonomous territories, and they are New Seagull Island, which is located in Yucaipa Island in Florida, John and George's Island, which is located in Long Island, New York, Connor and Longbeard Island, which is located in Ocracoke Island in North Carolina, and in Japan, Terrace and Sasabayashi Island, which is a chain of islands located in the Izu Islands in Japan. The current president is Peter Belushi, son of the father of the Hackett Islands, Patrick Belushi, which was recently elected since November of 2021 and inaugurated on January of 2022, and is currently the 10th president of the Hackett Islands. This has led to the birth of the sovereign state's Duke, which serves as a symbol of pride and elegance to the sovereign state, and is an important matter of the country's added Westminster parliamentary system. If crowned by the president of the Hackett Islands, and or one of its founding fathers, that person is officially crowned the Duke of the Hackett Islands and of his neighboring autonomous countries, great symbol of pride, defender of faith, and keeper of justice, but commonly shortened to the Duke of St. Hackett. The current Duke is Sir Martin Hackett III, born Harvey Kenneth Dwight on May 16, 1974 in Lake City, Florida, enthroned on August 28, 2021, and is the 3rd Duke of St. Hackett.